Hi and welcome back. In this video we are going to learn about structs in Go. So what is a struct? A struct is a typed collection of fields and are used to group data together. So as an example, we could have a struct that represents a person, and there could be a field for their first name, last name, and phone number. And like in our card project, we could have used a struct to represent individual playing cards. So we could have had a card struct, and had the fields for a suit and value. So the syntax for defining a struct is right here. In our example, we're going to create a struct that represents a person with a first name, last name, and age. So like writing a custom type, we write type, and then our struct type name, so we're calling it person, and then we put struct, and then the curly braces we put in our field. So in our fields, our person struct has a first name, which is going to be a string, a last name, that's a string, and a integer 32, that will be their age. Okay. And don't worry, we're going to write all of this in code after we go through all the PowerPoint slides. Now that we defined our person struct right here, how can we declare and initialize a person struct variable in our code? And here in these examples, I've put down 3 ways we can do that. So the first way, I've commented up here, is to create a new, write it like this. So we have our struct variable name. I'm going to call it person1, and I'm going to give it the value of a person struct. So you write person and then curly braces, and then you put in the fields. So first name, last name, and age. And when you write it like this, as it says in the comments up here, this syntax creates a new struct where each field must be in order. So when I put in these values, they have to be in order matching to our struct defined here. So here it's first name, last name, and then age. So when I put in the values here, so this would be the first name, this would be the last name, and this would be the age. Now, another way we can do it is like this. I'm going to call this one person2, and person, curly braces. But instead of writing these field values, I can put the field name and then the value. So I'm going to say this person struct's first name is Kevin, this struct variable's last name is Lynn, and the age is 24. Here, since we're explicitly saying first name is Kevin, last name is Lynn, age is 24, you can put this in any order you want. I just haven't put it in order. So as it says up here, you can name the fields when assigning values, and here you can order it in any way. And then another way you can do it is like this, where you just leave empty inside the curly braces. And you can leave as many fields of the struct empty, as it says up here. Omitting any fields results in that variable type's 0 value. So now if I print all of our 3 person struct variables here, you can see person1 prints out Bruce, Wayne, and 30. His first name is Bruce, last name is Wayne, and his age is 30. And then if I print the second one, it's Kevin, Lynn, 24. And then if you print the third one, where everything is empty, you get the first name and last name is 2 empty strings, and then the age is 0, because those are the 0 values for those data types. Now, to access specific fields in a struct variable, you use the dot operator. So as an example, if we want to access the first name of person1, we do person1 dot first name. So if we print this first line up here, we get person1's first name is Bruce. And as an example, if you want the person's last name, you do person2 dot, and I'm going to use person2 as the example here, person2 dot last name, and you see that it gets printed Lynn. And then if you want the age, it's the person struct variable name dot age. So here I'm just going to print out person3's age, so I do person3 dot age, and as you see, you get 0. So now that we're done with all the PowerPoint slides, let's go and write some code. So I created a new Go file here called structs.go. So go ahead and create a new Go file, and at the top we'll do package main as usual, and then we'll define our person struct. So as shown in the slide, type person struct, and then we put in our fields. So first name, we're going to call it, and it's going to be a type string. Last name will be a type string, and then age is int 32. Cool. Now we write our main function. Let me save this really quick. Nice. All right. So now we will create the struct 3 different ways, as I showed in the PowerPoint slide. So person1 will be this. Will declare initialize it this way. We'll write person, and then the curly braces will do Bruce for his first name, and then Wayne for their last name, and then 30 for their age. And let's copy over this comment because I'm going to be pushing this code to my GitHub. So if anyone looks at it later, they'll see all these comments here, which could be useful. And then we'll create another person struct variable, and we'll call person2, and we'll initialize it this way this time. We say first name, explicitly say that the first name field will be equal to Kevin, and then the last name field will be Lynn, and then the age will be 24. And let me bring this comment over again. Okay, and then the third way was just to leave everything blank. Then all the fields be zeroed out. But like I said, you could have filled in the first name and last name and just left the age blank if you wanted to. Then age would just be defaulted to 0. Okay, and now let's just print all 3 of our person variables here, 1, 2, and 3. And let's run this code here in the command. Let's make sure I'm in the right directory first. So go run structs.go. Oh, I did not write package main, I think. Thought I did. Okay, fix that. Undefined FMT. Oh, I did not import it. It usually imports it by itself, so that's why I usually just don't bother, but I guess it didn't do it this time for some reason. Oh, is there a typo here? Undefined. Oh, I misspelled prints here. There we go. Perfect. And we get our 3 person struct variables printed. Person1, person2, and person3, just like in the PowerPoint slides. And now we'll access the fields using dot operator to access specific fields in the struct. So in our person1 variable, we'll access their first name. So we do person1 dot first name, and then for person2 we'll access their last name. So do person2 dot last name, and then for person3 we'll just grab their age. Everything here is exactly the same as the code in the PowerPoint slides, by the way. Person3 dot age. Whoops. And then we will print this. And as you can see, that person1's first name is Bruce, which is correct, as you can see. Person2's last name is Lynn, which is also correct. And then person3's age, which is correct. So that's how you declare a struct up here. This is how you define a struct variable up here. And then and I showed you 3 ways here that you can declare and initialize a struct variable that you've created, and how you can access specific fields in that struct using the dot operator. Like I said, all the code will be on my GitHub, and so for the next video, we will, let's see, we might go to pointers, I think. No, we'll just, all right, so in the next video, we are going to expand on structs with receiver functions, because I think that's pretty important. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.